man leaves his home searching for one missing camel. But instead of finding an animal, he accidentally discovers a lost city covered in gold, jewels, emeralds, and giant palaces hidden deep inside a terrifying forest. A city so beautiful, people thought it was paradise itself. But here's the terrifying part. The king who built that city was destroyed by Allah before he could even enter it. And centuries later, one lost traveler was mysteriously guided to its gates. This is the chilling story of the lost city of Shaddad ibn Aad. This happened during the time of the Umayyad Caliphate. In Yemen, there lived a quiet man named Abdullah bin Kalaba. He wasn't a king. He wasn't famous. He wasn't wealthy. He was just a simple, hardworking man trying to survive. And like many people at that time, his camel was everything to him. It carried his belongings, helped him travel, and supported his livelihood. Losing it wasn't a small problem. It was a disaster. One morning, Abdullah noticed something terrifying. His camel was gone. At first, he thought maybe it wandered nearby. But after searching around for hours, there was no sign of it. Panic slowly started building inside him. He rushed from place to place asking travelers and villagers, "Brother, have you seen a camel pass this way?" But every answer sounded the same. "No, we haven't seen anything. May Allah help you." As the sun began setting, exhaustion covered his face. But Abdullah refused to stop, because deep down he believed he would find it, even if he had to travel far beyond Yemen itself. Days passed, then weeks. And while chasing the trail of his missing camel, Abdullah unknowingly traveled farther than he ever had before. Eventually, he reached a strange forest near Aden. The moment he entered, something felt wrong. The trees were unbelievably thick. Sunlight barely reached the ground. The air felt cold and heavy. Even the sounds of birds echoed like warnings. Travelers rarely spoke about this place, and the few who did spoke in whispers. Abdullah looked around nervously. "Oh Allah, what kind of place is this?" But he kept walking, step by step, deeper and deeper into the darkness. Then suddenly, something impossible appeared between the trees. At first, he thought it was his imagination, but as he moved closer, his heartbeat froze. Massive shining domes were rising above the forest, a giant city, hidden in the middle of nowhere. Abdullah stopped completely. His eyes widened in disbelief. What is this place? Towering walls stretched high into the sky. The city looked untouched by time itself. No smoke, no voices, no movement. Just silence, terrifying silence. Carefully, Abdullah walked closer. Every step felt unreal, like he was entering a dream instead of reality. Then he finally stood before the entrance gate, and his breath nearly stopped. The doors were gigantic, so tall they looked impossible to measure. The wood wasn't ordinary wood either. It carried a sweet fragrance unlike anything Abdullah had ever smelled before. And across the giant doors were decorations made from red gold, jewels, and precious stones glowing through the darkness. The entire gate shimmered like sunlight. Abdullah whispered to himself, "This can't be from the world of humans." For a moment, fear almost made him turn back, but curiosity pulled him forward. Slowly, he stepped inside, and what he saw next completely shattered his understanding of reality. Roads covered with jewels, palaces shining brighter than sunlight, golden pillars reaching into the sky, walls made from silver, windows decorated with pearls, massive arches covered in rubies, domes glowing with emeralds. Even the air smelled sweet, like gardens filled with fruit and flowers. It looked like paradise on earth. Abdullah stumbled backward in shock. Could this be Jannah? But if this is paradise, then where are the people? That was the terrifying part. The city was empty, completely empty. No footsteps, no voices, no guards, nothing, just silence echoing through giant palaces. Abdullah walked carefully through the streets shouting, "Can anybody hear me? Is anyone here?" But only his own voice answered back. A chill ran down his spine. The city looked alive but felt dead. As Abdullah explored deeper, his eyes locked onto the treasures built into the walls. Huge emeralds, massive pearls, jewels unlike anything he had ever seen before. At first, he tried pulling out one giant emerald, but it wouldn't move. The stones were fixed into the walls stronger than iron itself. Finally, he managed to remove a few smaller gems. His hands trembled as he held them. "I have to take these back. People will never believe this otherwise." After leaving the city, Abdullah eventually found his missing camel nearby. But by then, the camel no longer felt important, because he had just discovered something that sounded impossible. When he finally returned to Yemen, the story spread everywhere. People gathered around him in shock. Some stared silently at the jewels. Others whispered in fear. "This isn't from the human world. No normal king could build this. Maybe this is a city of the jinn." The rumors spread so quickly that eventually the news reached the ruler of the Muslims himself, Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. The caliph ordered Abdullah to be brought before him. As Abdullah entered the gathering, everyone stared at him with curiosity. Muawiyah, may Allah blessed him, looked directly at him and said, "Tell me everything you saw." Abdullah began describing the forest, the giant gates, the empty streets, the jewels, the golden palaces, and the terrifying silence of the city. The entire room listened in complete shock. When he finished, Caliph sat quietly for a moment. Then he asked, "What place in this world could this possibly be?" Finally, he gave an order, "Bring Kab al-Ahbar." When Kab al-Ahbar arrived, the Caliph repeated Abdullah's story. The scholar listened carefully without interrupting. Then his expression suddenly changed. Slowly he said, "Caliph, I believe this is the lost city of Shaddad ibn Aad." The room fell silent. Caliph asked, "And what is this city?" Kab replied, "It is the city built by a king who tried to imitate paradise itself." Then Kab began revealing the terrifying story hidden behind the lost city. Thousands of years earlier, there lived two powerful brothers, Shaddad and Shaddad. After Shaddad died young, Shaddad became ruler over enormous lands. He possessed unimaginable wealth and power, but power slowly poisoned his heart. One day, after hearing descriptions of Jannah, a dangerous idea entered his mind. Instead of worshiping Allah humbly, he became arrogant, and he said, "I will build a paradise on earth, a city greater than every kingdom before it, a city that would make people forget Allah." So Shaddad gathered 100 master builders, and each builder brought 1,000 skilled workers. Then treasures were collected from across the world. Gold, silver, pearls, rubies, emeralds. For years, construction continued. Then decades passed, and according to the narrations, the city took hundreds of years to complete. Finally, the false paradise stood finished. A city beyond imagination. A city built from pride and arrogance. And when Shaddad heard the city was finally ready, he prepared to enter it for the very first time. But Allah had already decided his fate. As Shaddad and his army traveled toward the city, something horrifying happened. Before he could even step inside his fake paradise, a terrifying scream descended from the sky. And in a single moment, Shaddad and his people were destroyed, finished, gone forever. The city he spent centuries building, the paradise he was obsessed with, the treasure he sacrificed everything for, he never even got to enjoy it once, not even for a single moment. Kab al-Ahbar then looked directly at Abdullah and said, "The signs mentioned in the ancient writings, this man matches them. By the one who created the heavens and the earth, he is the man destined to find that lost city." At that moment, Abdullah realized something unbelievable. His missing camel had not led him there by accident. Allah had chosen him to witness one of history's greatest warnings. This story is not just about a lost city, and it's not just about hidden treasure. It is about arrogance. Shaddad believed his power could compete with the greatness of Allah. He thought wealth could make him eternal. But in the end, everything he built became empty ruins hidden in silence. And the man who finally saw the city was not a king, not a warrior, not a ruler, just a simple traveler searching for his lost camel. Because Allah gives signs to whoever he wills. This world can look beautiful. It can look powerful. It can even feel permanent. But no palace, no kingdom, and no treasure lasts forever. Only what is done for Allah truly remains. So the next time you become attached to this world, remember the city of Shaddad, a paradise built by arrogance that its owner never even entered. If this reminder touched your heart, make sure to share this video and subscribe Islamic Nation TV for more powerful Islamic stories that bring history to life.